uh, RG3. RG3 playing the uh, excuse card for Deion Sanders. He's playing the Deion is poor health, and we normally give coaches grace, and we're not giving Deion Sanders that grace. I want to start there. Let's play RG3.
With Colorado, it's not as much about the X's and the O's, and trust me, there's some problems with the X's and the O's. But I think it's more of the human element of what's going on with them right now.
Okay.
Deion Sanders is going through a lot, especially with his health.
Yes.
His health, he had a cancer diagnosis. He's given everything he possibly can to this university and to these players. He's had toes amputated.
Did he have his bladder removed?
His bladder removed. His son is in a terrible situation over there in Cleveland. And a lot of times what I don't understand is when we see coaches go through something and they have a health scare, they have something that's wrong with their health, and they come back and their team loses, you don't ever really see people kill them for that. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not taking pity on them. They understand.
Exactly.
Hey, there's a lot going on here. It's not just all football. But with Deion, that's not the case. With Deion, they're almost taking it as an opportunity to take a shot at him because he's so loud and confident and lets you know, like, we believe in ourselves.
He knows his worth.
He knows his worth. And so, hey, man, like, take it easy on the guy. He's got a lot. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is now is the time for Colorado to stand tall with Deion Sanders.
Exactly.
Not to stand over him.
Yeah.
Now is the time to realize that his sons aren't there anymore. So why is he still doing this? He's doing it because he cares about those young men in the locker room. He's doing it because he told their parents straight to their face, I'm going to make your son a better man, a better player, and I'm going to help him get an education. I'm going to teach him discipline. So to me, listening to what Deion Sanders said after that game in a 3-6 season, when it's not all pretty, that's the coach you want leading you.
One thing I don't like here is this whole deal. Because you're loud, somehow we think that's confidence. There is a whole different narrative on that. Sometimes you're loud because you lack confidence, because you're insecure. And that sounds crazy about Deion Sanders. Oh, Deion, the way he carries himself and the way he talks and the jewelry he wears and all this, and he was so successful. That a lot of times is not a sign of confidence. You don't put on big gold chains. You don't outfit yourself in designer clothing and every name brand of, I got to have whatever's in style, and if it's overpriced, what is that, Basilingia or whatever? You don't do that because you're confident. You do that because you lack confidence. Women don't cake on makeup because they're confident. They cake on makeup because they're not confident. And Deion Sanders caking on all of the bravado and loud talk, that's not someone that's confident. Confidence, whether we like it or not, it's very humble. It's very quiet, actually. The louder you are, a lot of times that's insecurity. And as it relates to, and I'm just sitting here, wasn't it Chuck Pagano that was the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts that had a cancer diagnosis, and they ended up, removing him as head coach? He ended up getting fired. I don't remember all the exact details of that, but Deion Sanders is not the first coach to have a health struggle. And again, I didn't listen to the full RG3 interview, but I would love for RG3 to cite the names and the references of all these coaches that had a health crisis, and everyone, well, okay, now we don't care whether they win or lose. I would love to hear about all of these coaches that have all this grace has been lathered on, because I think a lot of grace has been lathered on Deion Sanders, and I think most people have been well-intentioned and concerned about Deion Sanders, and I think people have been sympathetic. But this Colorado team looks like the Colorado team from 2 years ago. that wasn't any good, and Deion was in relatively good health then. And so I just, it's a delicate line because, trust me, given the health issues Deion's had, he does deserve sympathy. But Deion hasn't been offering up like, hey, because of my health situation, I can't coach. That's not the excuse he's been running out. I'm not sure why RG3 is doing it. And I'm not sure if people have been like really vicious in their criticism and attack of Deion Sanders now that they're struggling this year and seem to be headed towards a 3-9 season. I just don't understand why people can't, RG3 included, can't just say Deion's having a rough year. This is his second rough year in 3 years at Colorado. The team doesn't look very well coached. And Deion, if he can't handle it, should tap out. That's if you can't handle your responsibility because of your health issues, you should tap out. It's not up to the media. When they're paying you $8, $9, $10, $11 million a year, Colorado's not sitting there saying to themselves, hey, all standards are off here. If we lose every game, Deion's sick. No, they're paying him $10, $11 million a year. They want results that they are not getting. Steve, an effective defense here by RG3?
Wait a minute. I don't watch that show ever or a lot. When did she start talking? Is she now allowed to talk? Okay, so
she used to sit in the background. Now she's side by side, which I kind of enjoy. I got to be honest with you.
I don't know. She's no Ed McMahon. No, it's not an excuse. Because if you're not healthy enough to function as a head coach, don't be a head coach. Take a leave of absence, like Chuck Pagano did. And here's the reality. When you talk like Muhammad Ali, you better not fight like a tomato can. And he told us he was the greatest. First win, we talked about this a couple days ago, and it was a big focus of what you said 3 years ago. When he came out and jumped on Ed Werder, okay, well, you set the standard then. This is who I am, and we're going to win. We're coming, and do you believe? Okay. Well, is RG3, I think he's being really, really either dishonest, disingenuous, or naive. The reason why Deion is the center of this type of, I don't know if you want to call it derision or criticism, is because he set himself up for it. Think about this, Jason. If he would have came into that press room after the TCU victory and he would have said, man, this is tough. Wow. I got a lot to learn, but what a fun thing. I might actually retire undefeated. Everyone would have laughed. If you would have been self-deprecating, said, guys, they overcame my mistakes. I'm going to get better, guys. But, hey, it's 1-0. Let's enjoy it. But, man, this coaching. Everyone would have said, man, Deion, you're good. The way he came off was a direct 180. How do you think people are going to react to that?
No doubt. Steve, I want to move on. A couple of quick topics we can throw in a microwave here. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.